The patch 10.257, the patch we've all been waiting for. Fireman Official here, and welcome to this Age of Empires 4 video. So today we're going to take a very close look at the patch notes for a patch we've all eagerly been awaiting. So starting tomorrow, you'll be able to download the first Age of Empires 4 patch of 2022, and we thought you might appreciate an early view of the patch list ahead of the main event. Patch 10.257 focuses on balance changes and bug fixes across a variety of civilizations, with the goal of addressing some of the most critical issues faced by each. As seen in the full list of patch notes below, we're addressing player feedback related to the Mongol civilization and Fire Lancer unit feeling overpowered, as well as resolving several Delhi Sultanate bugs to ensure the civilization's distinct mechanics shine through. Note, upon updating this patch, you will no longer be able to utilize replays from previous updates. At times, saves will also be impacted, though we've taken additional steps to ensure your campaign saves are not impacted by this particular update. Skirmish saves from the previous patch are impacted and will no longer be accessible after you update. Okay guys, use it or lose it, just pay attention to your replays and previous games. Developer discussion stream. Join us on Twitch at 3 PM PT on Tuesday, January the 18th, which is today, for a special pre-patch stream as members of the community and balance teams will be discussing the upcoming changes. Okay, well that'd be pretty good to tune into. Let's see what they say. I find them usually quite useful, so it'd be interesting. But of course we're going to find all the information on the patch notes anyway, but it'd be nice to tune in. Okay, so general notes. In the January patch, the rate that we widen the acceptable pool of appropriately skilled players to match you with has been increased by 67%. We expect this to lead to faster matchups without proportionally compromising match-up quality. Okay, interesting. That's quite a big increase though, isn't it? 67%. 2/3. Well, we'll see how that pans out. We've been keeping a close eye on how long it takes to find a game in Quick Match and the quality of matchups across the ELO spectrum. One of our findings has been that our matchmaking system can be a bit too picky, such that we often take a few minutes before deciding to match you with another similarly skilled player. This change increases the rate that we widen the pool of similarly skilled players determined by ELO, so that you will match with the player or another with an acceptable ELO delta sooner. Scouts now move 35% slower while carrying animal carcasses. Scouts are fast and have lots of hit points, so they're difficult to stop in the feudal age. We are increasing the counterplay options available versus professional scouts by slowing down scouts so they can be chased and killed while carrying carcasses. That's an interesting one. It does punish the professional scouts a bit. Kind of makes sense really. I suppose if they're carrying a carcass, they should, move slower. Horsemen. Ranged armor increased by +1 at each tier. That's really important actually. Horsemen have been a really underwhelming units against ranged and archers, so this will certainly help things, I think. We're not going to read the developer note at this point. It just says about ranging the gap and closing the gap and horsemen being picked off. Yeah, it makes sense. I think the armor is really going to possibly help, hopefully. We'll see how it pans out. Okay, civilization specific stuff. This is the juicy bit, I guess. HRE. Spearmen now activate the spear wall ability correctly. Standard, we need this. Fixed an instance of the prelate getting stuck while inspiring and would no longer inspire other units. Very important. The horse archers now attack slower. Fire rate changed from 2 to 2.5. Okay, they've said they've noticed a larger issue with attack speeds in general and will be doing a more robust fix in the future to address this issue. I wonder if that's talking about animation cancelling. I'm not sure, who knows. Horse archers will no longer receive additional attack speed and additional damage from the incendiary arrows technology. Warrior monks now move 25% slower whilst carrying a relic. In congruence with the scout speed reduction, we are making this change to allow more counterplay options against warrior monks, quickly grabbing up the relics on the map. Yeah, kind of makes sense really. Mongols. Okay, this is going to be interesting. Start with -50 wood. The Mongol civilization gets off to a fast start by not needing houses and enhanced stone income from the Ovu. This change is targeted at slowing down the opening and giving enemies more time to muster a defense. Outpost cost increased from 70 wood to 100 wood. It's a bit of a double whammy there with the -50 food and also the outpost cost being increased. Not sure about having both. It seems a bit much, but I mean certainly the outpost cost should have gone up. don't know if the minus 50 food. I mean, yeah, they don't need to spend wood on houses, but they don't get walls. They're kind of losing their aggressive kind of opening now. I'm not sure. Fixed an exploit where it was possible to own multiple ovaries at the same time. Yeah, absolutely. The Mongol Khanate Palace can now be packed correctly. Okay. We feel that this will improve player experience when attempting to pack and move multiple buildings quickly or at the same time. Okay, we've removed the requirement from all Mongol buildings that they must have an empty queue in order to pack up. Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, don't really want to have to unqueue everything to be able to pack it up, but hopefully there's no bug there caused by this, and hopefully you actually get your resources back. Otherwise, you will have to unqueue it, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. Delhi Sultanate. Spearmen now activate the spear wall ability correctly. Like, that's kind of standard, we need that. Keep tech times are no longer increased while in the influence of a mosque. Piety-based research time reduced from 600 seconds to 135 seconds. Explosives-based research time increased from 300 seconds to 900 seconds. Okay, sounds good. Basically, I think they're kind of aligning things with the other civilizations in terms of times somewhat. Looks like it anyway, yeah. Chaser cannons. Base research time increased from 450 seconds to 1,350 seconds. Wow, that's a large increase. But it is one of the it's one of the most expensive technologies, I guess, but that's a big change. Hardened Spearman base research time reduced from 210 to 105 seconds. Sanctity base research time reduced from 300 seconds to 210. Herbal medicine from 300 to 180. Honed blades from 1,350 to 300. So quite some big switch-arounds and changes. Oh, Chinese fire lancers. Cost increased from 80 food, 20 wood, and 20 gold to 120 food, 20 wood, and 20 gold. Okay, so increased it a bit. Well, quite a lot, actually. Bonus versus ranged unit type removed. We envisage this unit as a hit-and-run raider that's effective versus buildings, siege, and villagers. In addition to this, the current AoE damage is so powerful it can quickly nuke and kill most units. We've targeted these changes at making Fire Lancer overall less cost-effective at fighting enemy troops. Okay, but with the Chinese economy, it's still pretty, pretty affordable. Fire Lancer health increased from 135 to 155. I know people think that Fire Lancers are OP, but I think that's kind of welcome. They melt so hard, actually. It's just the fact that they can snipe things, but I've said it before, I'll say it again, like, you don't really see that many people dying to it at the higher levels, and, well, that's because you do need to spend a whole 1,200 food and 600 gold to even be able to produce any of them. And so, if you're leaving someone to boom that hard, well, maybe we can't let them boom so hard. But it is a strong unit, of course, but yeah, it does melt. So it's a reason why we don't see it being so effective in the high Edos. It's like that for a reason. Charge weapon, because it can be defended. I mean, if you get a couple of castles, a couple of keeps with boiling oil, the Fire Lancers, they do start to melt, especially when you've got units behind those keeps. Charge weapon area of effect damage will deal 50% damage to surrounding enemy units. Interesting. Okay, so they've reduced that. I think torch damage reduced from 51 to 36. That's huge. Okay, that's a massive nerf. Fire Lancer health increased from 160 to 180. This is the upgraded Fire Lancer. Yeah, they've really reduced the torch damages. But yeah, okay, there's a big nerf there for the Fire Lancers for sure. What next? We believe patch 10.257 works towards our goal for fair and fun play across skill levels, provides more opportunity to execute at a high level with more of our civilizations. We're keeping an eye out for your response as we continue to fine-tune. In the meantime, we've already begun to prepare a February patch based on what we've seen in the forums and other social channels, as well as our own experiences in-game. Right now, we're looking into strengthening the Abbasid dynasty, improving counterplay versus siege weapons, tuning demolition ships, ensuring elephants and mounted cavalry units no longer attack faster when their animation is cancelled, which is, yes. Okay, so it looks like it's not going to be updated this patch. They are fixing a lot, to be fair, but we do need that animation cancelling to be removed very quickly, I'm sure, and a variety of other changes. Okay, so yeah, known issues. You can report some known issues there. Disclaimer, please note this list is subject to change, which should not be considered a comprehensive list of all known issues we're tackling or tracking. The above is to inform you of the team's current priorities, which will change as other issues arise or take precedence. All right, so that looks like it's it, guys. Thanks for joining in. It's a very interesting read. Lots of good changes, actually. Most of the changes that we expected, and we may be getting closer to a solid game here. I hope that we haven't lost too much of the community already. I have been looking at some of the Twitch viewer numbers and also the current player numbers on Steam. And would you believe recently there are more players playing Age of Empires 2 than there are Age of Empires 4 on Steam. I don't know about Xbox Game Pass. I don't know how to get those figures, but at least on Steam, it's not showing good signs for Age of Empires 4 compared to Age of Empires 2, at least what it is now. But you never know, with the fixes, it might attract some more players back. But either way, guys, hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, do give the video a thumbs up. And if you're interested in more Age of Empires 4 content, ranging from build orders to gameplay videos, do hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. Either way, guys, take care and have a great day.